The Puerto Rico national basketball team represents Puerto Rico in basketball international competitions, and is controlled by the Puerto Rican Basketball Federation. History: the Puerto Rican Basketball Federation joined FIBA in 1957. Puerto Rico has participated in 9 Olympics and 12 World Championships, although they have never won a medal at either competition. Early years: Puerto Rico's first appearance at a World Championship was in 1959 in Chile, where, led by Juan Vicens, who averaged 22 points per game, the team finished 5th with a record of 3-6. In 1963, at Puerto Rico's second World Championship appearance, which took place in Brazil, the team, led by Rafael Valle and Juan Vicens, opened the tournament winning 2 straight games, yet, after losing other 6 games back-to-back, ended its participation with a win over Italy, obtaining the 6th place. Coming back from its 13th place debut at the 1960 Olympics in Rome, in 1964 in Tokyo, the team was able to reach 4th place, in good part because of the contributions of point guard Juan Vicens. This was, and still is as of 2016, the highest place it has ever reached since the team's birth at any Olympic Games. 3 years later in Uruguay, at the 1967 World Championship, the team, led this time by Raymond Dalmas, was only able to finish 12th, ending the decade with a 9th place at the 1968 Olympics in Mexico City. Before the 1970s, regardless of the not-so-good performance at world international tournaments, Puerto Rico started to emerge as a power player at regional tournaments, medaling in all the competitions it participated. The medal count included 2 golds at the 1962 and the 1966 Central American and Caribbean Games, failing to medal only at the 1967 Pan American Games, where it finished 5th. 1970s. The 1970s brought some memorable moments for the team, particularly a dramatic 1-point loss to the United States at the 1976 Olympics in Montreal, where a win by Puerto Rico would have been the first undisputed basketball loss for the United States team at an Olympic competition. Also, the 1974 World Championship and the 1979 Pan American Games were held in San Juan, promoting local enthusiasm for international basketball and Puerto Rico's presence in it. The 7th and 10th places at the 1974 and 1978 World Championships, where the team, led by Hector Blondet and Ruben Rodriguez respectively, saw 2-5 and 4-3 finishes, became turning points for the Puerto Rican team. The 4-3 showing in 1978 in the Philippines was the first time ever the team finished with a positive record at a World Championship. These achievements were accompanied by golds at the 1973 Centro Basket and the 1978 Central American and Caribbean Games. In all, Puerto Rico continued its regional success and was able to medal in all regional competitions. 1980s. The 1980s were very good for the team, attaining gold at 2 of the first 4 FIBA Americas Championships in 1980 and 1989, and at the 1985, 1987 and 1989 Centro Basket tournaments. The silver medal at the 1988 Americas Championship, held in Montevideo, Uruguay, secured the team's first Olympic participation since 1976. Having qualified and earned the right to participate, the Puerto Rican team chose not to do so at the 1980 Olympic Games, held in Moscow, due to the American boycott of that competition. It wouldn't participate either at the 1984 Olympic Games, held in Los Angeles, because the team failed to qualify for it. 8 years after its last showing, Puerto Rico was able to advance to the second round and finished 7th at the 1988 Olympic Games, held in Seoul. 2 years earlier, at the 1986 World Championship in Spain, Puerto Rico's performance granted it the 10th place, having failed to qualify for the 1982 championship in Colombia. 1990s. During the 1990s, the team's successes continued as usual. Led by José Ortiz, Ramón Rivas, Jerome Mincy, Fico López, and Edgar León, the decade began with a fourth-place finish at the 1990 World Championship in Argentina. This is Puerto Rico's best showing at a World Championship so far, defeating teams such as Yugoslavia, Argentina, and the USA, but losing to the USSR and then losing by 2 points the rematch in overtime to the USA. In 1991, led by Raymond Gores, besides earning gold at the Centro Basket Tournament, the team also won, for the first time in basketball, the gold medal at the Pan American Games, which were held in Cuba. The team also qualified for the 1992 Olympics in Barcelona, where it reached the second round, unluckily having to face, in its first game of the elimination round, a United States national team composed of NBA players, finishing at the end in 8th place. In 1993, Puerto Rico signed its Caribbean supremacy at this sport by winning gold at both the Centro Basket and the Central American and Caribbean Games. This victory at Centro Basket was the last of a 5 gold medal streak at the tournament. In 1994, the team finished in a 6th place at the World Championship in Canada, but won the gold at the 1994 Goodwill Games in St. Petersburg, Russia, defeating teams such as Croatia, Russia, Brazil, and Italy. It was then when Puerto Rico began to be classified as one of the top 10 international teams, having won gold in 1995 at the FIBA Americas Pre-Olympic Championship. In 1996 at the Olympics Games, the team placed 10th in Atlanta, while in 1998, it placed 11th at the World Championship in Greece. This Olympic cycle did not go well for the team at the international level, although it did have great moments and it performed well at the local level, having failed to qualify for the 2000 Olympics in Sydney, Australia, with its 4th place at the 1999 Tournament of the Americas hosted in San Juan, Puerto Rico. In 2001, the team was able to recover its Centro Basket title with a triumph in Mexico. Later that year, the team repeated its 4th place at the 2001 FIBA Americas tournament in Argentina. In 2002, the team had a strong showing at the World Championship held in Indianapolis, USA, in a tournament full of well-known professionals, including NBA superstars. The team beat the top 3 European teams at the time, eventual champion Yugoslavia, Turkey, and Spain. Puerto Rico, with a 5-1 record entering the quarterfinals, lost its chance to get into the medals round only by a dramatic 2 points loss to New Zealand, eventually placing 7th. It is worth mentioning that Carlos Arroyo debuted at this tournament. In 2003, the team also won gold at the Centro Basket Tournament, held in Mexico, but was only able to achieve the bronze medal at the Tournament of the Americas and the Pan American Games, reaching its 16th final at the Centro Basket Tournament. Puerto Rico conquered the silver medal at the 2004 Centro Basket Tournament, losing to the host Dominican Republic 75-74 in the championship game. On August 15, 2004, at the 2004 Summer Olympics in Athens, the Puerto Rico national basketball team became the second team in history to defeat the United States Olympic basketball team, recording only the 3rd loss in an Olympic competition for the U. team, and the first since NBA players were allowed to compete. The 92-73 outcome of that game is, as of 2016, the most lopsided victory against the U.S. in the history of Olympic World Championship basketball. The other team to defeat the U.S. had been the Soviet Union at the 1972 gold medal game and the 1988 semi-finals. In 2005, Puerto Rico was invited to play at the 2005 Stankovic Continental Champions Cup in Beijing, where it lost all 5 games and ended up finishing in 6th place. Still, having failed to qualify directly to the 2006 World Championship by achieving a 7th place at the 2005 FIBA Americas Championship in Santo Domingo, due to its great tradition, on November 2005, Puerto Rico received an invitation to participate in the World Tournament as a wild card, along with Italy, Serbia and Montenegro and Turkey. En route to the World Championship, Puerto Rico won bronze at the 2006 Centro Basket, losing the automatic classification to the 2008 tournament, but recovering in time to earn gold at the 2006 Central American and Caribbean Games. Later, at the group play stage of the 2006 World Championship, which was contested in Japan, Puerto Rico started with victories over Senegal and the People's Republic of China, but lost ties against the United States, Italy and Slovenia. The application of a second tiebreaker by points differential to Slovenia, China and Puerto Rico, each with a winning percentage of 400, placed Puerto Rico 5th in Group D, preventing the team from advancing to the knockout round for the first time since 1986. Puerto Rico ultimately placed 17th out of 24, that being its shyest performance in a long time. The following year began with Puerto Rico earning its 5th silver medal at the 2007 Pan American Games, followed by the team's first participation in a Caribe basket tournament, debuting against Trinidad and Tobago. Although the team didn't have the participation of Daniel Santiago Apodaca, Puerto Rico won the tournament undefeated, which meant its classification to the 2008 Centro Basket tournament. Later that year, Puerto Rico started to host an exhibition tournament called the Marchand Continental Championship Cup in order to prepare for the 2007 FIBA Americas Championship. After playing against Brazil, Canada and Argentina, Puerto Rico lost all 3 games, ending up in 4th place. The year ended with a bronze at the FIBA Americas Championship. On January 31, 2008, a draw took place for the FIBA Paralympic Tournament, which placed Puerto Rico in the same group as Croatia and Cameroon, where its winner would have to face the second place of Group C. Following this event, the president of the National Superior Basketball League confirmed that the team would play exhibition games at the 2008 Bamberg Super Cup in Germany against Greece, Slovenia and the host beginning on July 4, 2008. Then, a second set of exhibition games would follow, scheduled to start on July 8, 2008, in Slovenia, the 2008 Alpos International Cup, where the team would face New Zealand, Iran and the hosts. After these preparatory tournaments, the team would train until the Paralympic tournaments beginning. The team began practicing on May 19, 2008, and included several players that were under consideration for inclusion by Sintin. On June 4, 2008, Daniel Santiago confirmed that he would abandon his international retirement and play with Puerto Rico in the Paralympic tournament. Santiago announced that he would join the team in July following an exhibition game. Javier Mejica, Alejandro Carmona and Joel Jones were included in as potential members in the preliminary team. On June July 1, 2008, hours before the team was scheduled to travel to Europe. Angelo Reyes was excluded after not establishing communication with the directives. Reyes was replaced with Alex Falcon. Subsequently, Reyes asked for a dispensation to attend personal matters, noting that he intended to join the team in a week. However, he was not included due to time constraints. In the first game at the Bamberg Super Cup, Puerto Rico defeated Germany with a team composed mostly of reserve players, as Carlos Arroyo, Santiago, Larry Ayuso and Carmelo Lee were attending other compromises. Puerto Rico continued playing with these players, finishing second after losing the final game to Greece, who entered the Cup with their entire lineup. Santiago and Ayuso joined the practices on July 5, 2008, when Puerto Rico traveled to Slovenia, where the Alpos International Cup was being held. The first match in the tournament was a victory against New Zealand, followed by another victory in the semi-finals over Iran. At the end, Puerto Rico finished second, losing to Slovenia in the finals. The pre-Olympic tournament began on July 14, 2008, but Puerto Rico's debut came the following day, when the team defeated Cameroon and advanced to the second round, due to a loss that the African team had suffered during the first day of competition. On its second game, the team lost to Croatia, but in the quarter-finals, defeated Slovenia. The team didn't qualify to the Olympics, after losing to Greece in the semi-finals and to Germany in the tournament's bronze medal game. This Olympic cycle began with the 2008 Centro Basket competition. After having failed to classify directly to it, Puerto Rico's spot was secured after its first and only participation in the 2007 Caribe Basket Tournament, where Puerto Rico won all round 1 games by over 25 points and went on to win gold. The 2008 Centro Basket was scheduled to take place before the Olympic qualifying tournament, but due to time constraints it was postponed. A group of prospects was included in the roster to replace Peter John Ramos and Ricky Sanchez, who were injured. Among those included was Angel Daniel Vasallo, who played as a small forward in Virginia Tech. In the first game of the tournament, Puerto Rico defeated Costa Rica. In the other 2 games of the first round, the team defeated Cuba and Panama. During the course of the event, Carlos Arroyo and Larry Ayuso were forced to rest a game due to injuries. In the semi-finals, the team scored a win over the Dominican Republic. Puerto Rico won the gold medal by defeating the United States Virgin Islands in the finals. The team has secured a spot for the 2010 FIBA World Championship by finishing in one of the top 4 spots in the 2009 FIBA Americas Championship. At the end, Puerto Rico finished the tournament with the silver medal, having lost the game against Argentina in the group stage, and losing the final against Brazil. Pending the performance at the 2010 FIBA World Championship, this cycle has had Puerto Rico with a record of 19-2, not counting the second-place finish at the 2009 Marchand Continental Championship Cup, where Puerto Rico won the exhibition games against Argentina and Canada, but lost the final to Brazil. At the 2010 Centro Basket, Puerto Rico won Group B with Cuba finishing second. The team defeated Panama in semi-finals and the Dominican Republic in the final to win the gold medal. Arroyo and Berrio were included in the tournament's all-star team. In 2010, the Puerto Rican Basketball Federation relieved Manolo Sinton of his coaching duties, and on June 8, 2011, the federation officially announced the new head coach of the national team, Flor Melendez, which will be Melendez's second stint with the team as head coach. On August 27, 2011, a chartered airplane carrying the team as well as the Canadian, Dominican and Brazilian national national basketball teams from Foz do Iguaçu, Brazil, to Mar del Plata, Argentina, made an emergency landing at Ezeiza International Airport, Buenos Aires, Argentina, after experiencing severe weather conditions mid-flight. The plane left for Mar del Plata an hour and a half after it landed. 2013 present. Uniform. During most of the 1980s and up until the late 1990s, the team wore a solid color uniform, with accent lines and the word Puerto Rico written in stylized cursive. Nowadays, the national team's uniform resembles a Puerto Rican flag, but also includes the usual Puerto Rico sign in cursive. The uniforms are red or blue for home status, and white for away. Competitive record. Olympic Games. Since joining FIBA in 1957, Puerto Rico has participated in 9 Olympic tournaments, coming in 4th in 1964 and achieving history in 2004 when it became the first team in Olympic history to defeat a United States team composed of NBA players. Up to this day, Puerto Rico's win over Team USA represents the biggest margin of loss in international competition ever. Since its debut in Olympic basketball in 1960, it has only been absent from 6 Olympic tournaments. FIBA World Cup. Joining FIBA in 1957, Puerto Rico has only been absent from 2 World Championships since its debut in 1959. It failed to qualify for the 2006 championship, but received one of the 4 invitations to play. The best performance was at the 1990 championships, reaching semi-finals but failing to win a medal. FIBA Americas Championships. Puerto Rico has participated in all of the FIBA Americas Championships and has gone all the way to the semi-finals in all but the 1984, 2005 and 2015 tournaments. It has a total of 10 medals. Pan American Games. Since joining FIBA in 1957, Puerto Rico has participated in the basketball competition for all editions of the Pan American Games since 1959, obtaining medals in all but the 1967, 1983, 1995 and 2015 games. It has a total of 11 medals. Centro Basket. Puerto Rico has a great record at the Centro Basket Championships, having participated in all of them but 1967, and obtaining a medal in all Central American and Caribbean Games since its basketball debut in the 1935 Games. Puerto Rico has only failed to medal in the 1938, 1946, 1950, and 1998 Games. The team has a total of 16 medals. Caribe Basket Championships. Since the founding of the Caribe Basket Tournament in 1981 as a Centro Basket qualification stage for Caribbean countries, Puerto Rico has only participated in the 2007 tournament, after failing to classify directly to Centro Basket 2008. In this tournament, it won all round 1 games by over 25 points and went on to win gold. Goodwill Games. Because the 1986 FIBA World Championship was scheduled to be held at the same time as the 1986 Goodwill Games, the inaugural Men's Goodwill Games basketball title was based on results from the Worlds. For the 2001 Games, although scheduled to compete with 7 other teams, Puerto Rico was not able to make it to the tournament, being replaced by Mexico, which finished 7th. FIBA World Olympic Qualifying Tournament. Marchon Continental Championship Cup. Other international events. Record against other teams at the World Cup. Last updated team. Current roster. Depth chart. Other players. Head coach position: Victor Mario Perez, Howie Shannon, Jose Garrig, Lou Rossini, Furphy Santori, Lou Rossini, Gene Bartow, Armando Torres, Tom Nisalka, Victor Ojeda, Angel Cancel, Armando Torres Ortiz, Raymond Dalmasu, Carlos Morales, Julio Toro, Manolo Cintin, Flor Melende, Paco Olmos, Rick Pitino, Eddie Casiano. Past rosters.